Hi everybody, Ed Lemberger here with Source Energy. Thank you for visiting this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for liking this video. And today's segment is on health harmony. And there's an article that I came across. I came across it some years ago. And to me, it's one of the most important articles on healing and on health harmony using only the mind. And everybody's got to do this for themselves, where you move your mind into uh, communion with the intelligence of the universe, and you allow your mind and the mind to operate through you and bring your whole physical body into health harmony by adjusting your thought patterns and your thinking patterns and your speaking patterns. Now, this article, a very important one called How I Found Health, and it's by Myrtle Fillmore. And I like New Thought spirituality. I've been involved in it for quite a few years. And Myrtle Fillmore, of course, a lady, much of the of New Thought spirituality comes through the minds of women. A lot of it comes through the minds of men too, but I think the women maybe may have made a more important contribution to it than the men, or at least some of them came there first. And I look at, we call even Mother Earth, everything comes through the earth first. And we humans are intelligent enough to call Earth Mother Earth. We don't call it Father Earth, we call it Mother Earth. The real intelligence is the intelligence behind the soil. And at least that's how I look at it in many ways. So let's go over this. Myrtle Fillmore, 1845 to 1931, author, editor, teacher, and spiritual advisor, was the co-founder with her husband, Charles, of Unity School of Christianity. Now, Charles got interested in this when his wife, Myrtle, who was at times kind of sickly, she brought herself into health harmony just by using her thought process and her words and her thinking and her feeling processes. And he got interested in it and thought, wow, my wife has really come upon something here. I better figure this out too and get involved in it. And that's how they started this Unity School of Christianity. But make no bones about it, Myrtle came first, not Charles. So in the article, How I Found Health, Myrtle tells the story of her personal recovery from the illness that inspired the Fillmores' spiritual quest and led to the founding of Unity. And Unity is still alive today and prospering. The article was first published in Unity magazine in 1897. So this article goes back even past the 20th century to the 19th century, the end of the 19th century, when it was first published. It's been continuously in print as a pamphlet since the early 1900s. As a part of the Unity Classic series, this article presents important beliefs and ideas of one of Unity's co-founders. Like those of any movement, Unity teachings evolve over time, and the material included here represents the author's interpretation of Unity teachings at a given period in Unity history. So a lot of times I like to go back to the beginning and see what the original founders were actually thinking, because that thinking is less clouded by all of the extraneous things that happen after it. And it's a pure type of way to look at things. So I'm going to read this, and of course these are Myrtle Fillmore's words, not my words. And I might do some commentary too along. So I'm going to read the article and do some commentary. And you can read along with me. It's on the left-hand side of your screen on the video. Here we go. I have made what seems to me a discovery. I was very sick. I had all the ills of mind and body that I could bear. Medicine and doctors ceased to give me relief, and I was in despair until I found practical Christianity. I affirmed my beliefs and I was healed. I did most of the healing myself because I wanted the understanding for future use. This is how I made what I call my discovery. I was thinking about life. Life is everywhere, in animals and in people. Then why doesn't the life in the animal make a body like a human's? I asked. Then I thought, the animal has not as much sense as a human. Ah, intelligence as well as life is needed to make a body. Here is the key to my discovery. Life has to be guided by intelligence in making all forms. Life is simply a form of energy, and it has to be guided and directed in a person's body by his or her intelligence. How do we communicate intelligence? By thinking and talking, of course. Then it flashed upon me that I might talk to the life in every part of my body and have it do just what I wanted. I began to teach my body and got marvelous results. So she became conscious of things, became conscious of her thoughts, became conscious of her words, and I move on here with her teaching from Myrtle Fillmore. I told the life in my liver that it was not torpid or inert, but full of vigor and energy. I told the life in my stomach that it was not weak or inefficient, but energetic, strong, and intelligent. I told the life in my abdomen that it was no longer infested with ignorant ideas of disease, but there by myself and by doctors, put there by myself and by doctors, but that it was all alive with the sweet, pure, wholesome energy of God. I'm going to read that one more time because I kind of messed up on it, but I told the life in my abdomen that it was no longer infested with ignorant ideas of disease, put there by myself and by doctors, but that it was all alive with the sweet, pure, wholesome energy of God. I told my limbs that they were active and strong. I told my eyes that they did not see of themselves, but that they expressed the sight of spirit, and that they were drawing on an unlimited source. I told them that they were young eyes, clear, bright eyes, because the light of God shone through them. I told my heart that the pure love of Jesus Christ flowed in and through its beatings, and that all the world felt its joyous pulsation. And she uses the love of Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ was trying to tell us, tap into the power within. It is not me that doeth the works, but the power within me. So we can all tap into the power within and have it come through us in joyous pulsation, and is felt by the word, by the world, the word and the world. So are you feeling stronger right now? I am, just by reading this. I'm feeling more connected to universal power. So I'm moving on here. I went to all the life centers in my body and spoke words of truth to them, words of strength and power. I asked their forgiveness for the foolish, ignorant course that I had pursued in the past, when I had condemned them and called them weak, inefficient, and diseased. I did not become discouraged at their being slow to wake up, but kept right on, both silently and aloud, declaring words of truth until the organs responded. And neither did I forget to tell them that they were free, unlimited spirit. I told them that they were no longer in bondage to the carnal mind, that they were not corruptible flesh, but centers of life and energy omnipresent. So even in and of themselves, my organs and the parts of my body, they are connected right to spirit themselves. So they can even operate right from the universal mind themselves. They're no longer in bondage to the carnal mind, either the carnal mind outside of me, the thoughts of the collective consciousness that might be limiting, or even my own consciousness that might be limiting. I say, you know what, organs? You are connected to the life, the love, the truth, the beauty, the power of God. And you, in and of yourselves, move yourselves back into absolute health harmony, because that is what the law of mind is doing. And I'm allowing it for you through me, and you are allowing it right on your own as an entity of life, brought forth from the first cause of Source itself. Moving on with the words of Myrtle. Then I asked the Father to forgive me for taking his life into my body and using it so wastefully. And I want to say something about using a word like Father and his, okay? I mean, at the time, I'm not sure what Myrtle thought, but, we're very male dominated. We still are very male dominated. And you see, the way I look at spirit is, the way I look at source energy is, it's not in one house or the other, masculine or feminine. It's all. There is no gender in source. Gender becomes structured in human beings, and then depending on whose mind does the thinking, we tend to move thoughts into one gender or another. But source itself has no gender. Even the words that Jesus spoke, and I'm going to do a video on this too. He didn't speak in English. He spoke in probably Aramaic, but it was a Middle Eastern language. And I want to do a little bit talking about that, because my mother spoke two Middle Eastern languages as well as English. And she, over the years, illuminated my thought process in these languages and how much different they are than English in certain subtle ways. So, and when these languages are translated into English, they can be genderized, whereas in the original language, they weren't genderized. They're more universal. So, moving on with Myrtle. I promised him that I would never again retard the free flow of that life through my mind and my body by any false word or thought. That I would always bless it and encourage it with true thoughts and words in its wise work of building up my body temple. That I would use all diligence and wisdom in telling it just what I wanted it to do. So no more words limiting the flow of the life of Source through me. I'm practicing it that way, and it's up to each individual to practice that way for themselves. I also saw that I was using the life of the Father in thinking thoughts and speaking words, and I became very watchful as to what I thought and said. And I could read that with Source instead of Father. I also saw that I was using the life of the Source, or of Source, in thinking thoughts and speaking words, and I became very watchful as to what I thought and said. I did not let any worried or anxious thoughts into my mind, and I stopped speaking gossipy, frivolous, petulant, angry words. I let a little prayer go up every hour that Jesus Christ would be with me and help me to think and speak only kind, loving, true words. And I am sure that he is with me because I am so peaceful and happy now. Are you peaceful and happy now? I am, and I'm thinking it consciously. I'm thinking of myself as peaceful, and I'm feeling myself as peaceful, not just thought, but feeling too, head and heart together. Am I feeling happy now? even if I'm not smiling as I'm reading this and commenting on it. I'm feeling happy now. I'm feeling it. I'm embodying the feelings and the word. I want everybody to know about this beautiful, true law and to use it. It is not a new discovery, but when you use it and get the fruits of health and harmony, it will seem new to you, and you will feel that it is your own discovery. And everybody who's discovered this for themselves, it could have been Jesus who discovered it for himself 2,000 years ago. It could have been before the time of Jesus Christ. Any human who discovered this, they probably thought that they made this discovery themselves, but many people have made the discovery all through the eons. And I'm making that discovery now, and you can make that discovery now too. And do some practice with it, because nature always says yes. And when I think and feel in harmony, and I tell all my organs of my body and every cell of my body that every cell, maybe there's 40 trillion of them, I don't know how many cells are in my body, but all 40 trillion of them act independently as vibrant beings in universal source consciousness. And all of my organs, which are communities of cells, and they are working absolutely pristinely. I'm allowing it. I'm not putting any walls against it or any impediments to the life and the love and the beauty, the truth, the power of God coming into me. And I'm feeling it, and I'm feeling myself in a better position, health harmony wise, than I did however long this video is when I started. I'm feeling better at the end of this video than I did at the beginning, because I know that I've opened up more of my mind-body experience to the beauty of source energy and its healing elixir and its way of putting me into health harmony with every breath I take. So again, that was from Myrtle Fillmore, 1897. And I want to thank you for visiting this video. I want to thank Myrtle Fillmore for discovering these ideas and putting them down on paper. And that was, over 120 years ago that this was first published. And it's very alive and well today. And thank you for visiting my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for liking my video. And see you again soon. Have a good one.